Hello everybody, good morning. It's Chantel and I wanted to share a little something before I leave for work and enter this Sunday. There is a quote by Anais Nin, you may know it. It goes something like this. It goes exactly like this. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in the bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. This one quote has been on many of a page throughout my life. The first time I heard it was so many years ago. And it's funny that it can so easily re-enter a book. This morning, I opened up a book, and it appeared that what was on the page was so similar to this sentiment, and also very reminiscent of another book that I opened up yesterday, all saying the same thing. And it's a remarkable gesture that there are so many signs colliding and occurring all at once, all the time, and that luckily maybe I get to be hip to a few of them. And I want to be aware of when that happens, because I think it is saying something. And it is obviously saying something about, there's a theme here. So I wanted I just wanted to read you these, but also put forth this as well. You know, I'm very interested in cosmology, and I have been listening to the audiobook, A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking, and this is just right up my alley. My wish is that I may encounter someone that I can sit across from who knows way more than me about cosmology, and I could just listen. I want to hear about all the things, all about the black holes, all about the exoplanets. I'm ready for it. So curious. It's something that I've been curious about for a very long time, and have dabbled in for a period of time. And the theories and the principles inherent in some of the theories and some of the principles enter my life in very kind of interesting ways. Not as they would be, for instance, there's the uncertainty principle. I am going to read, I swear. I'm off on a little tangent. Just bear with me. So the uncertainty principle, right? It's those. I'm like, do I want to show you these pages? There's, a way that you could write it mathematically. This is beautiful. It's beautiful when you look at it. For me, the way my mind works, what is more interesting is how this equation can become something that I see in everyday life, that it's understandable to me, that I can put it through the sieve of my intellectual and emotional experiences. This is my longing. This is what I long for when I think of mathematics. How can I make it practical in my everyday life? This is, what are you able to see? Oh yeah, that was connectivity. Anyway, so I'm going to just read you the two things that I believe were so connected to this Anais Nin quote, about no longer being tight in the bud and the risk to just blossom and do the thing, whatever it is, that it was inherent in these readings as well. So this is a book I haven't yet started. As you know, it's another John Donahue. It's called Anam, Cara, A Book of Celtic Wisdom. I have not yet started it. I am going to start it from the beginning. It's one of those books for sure. But yesterday, little bibliomancy, I went to the bookshelf, I opened it up, and it opened to this page. I'm going to read you, I think it's just a paragraph. And then I'll read you what I opened today, and you will see how they all relate. And then maybe they mean something for you. Okay, I need glasses. Ruh-roh, Raggy. I need glasses. Oh, I don't have my glasses. I could do it. I could do this. I could read words without glasses. Let's go. Okay. The role can smother. This is on page 181. Okay. If you only awaken your will and intellect, then your work can become your identity. This is summed up in the rather humorous epitaph of a gravestone somewhere in London. Here lies Jeremy Brown, born a man and died a grocer. Often people's identities, that wild inner complexity of soul and color of spirit, become shrunken into their work identities. They become prisoners of their roles. They limit and reduce their lives. They become seduced by the practice of self-absence. Oh, they become seduced by the practice of self-absence. They move further and further away from their own lives. They are forced backward into hidden areas of the ledges of their hearts. When you encounter them, you meet only the role. You look for the person, but you never meet him. To practice only the linear, external side of your mind is very dangerous. Thus, the corporate and work world now recognizes how desperately they need the turbulence, anarchy, and growth possibilities that come from the unpredictable world of the imagination. These are so vital for the passion and force of a person's life. If you engage only in the external side of yourself and stay on this mechanical surface, you become secretly weary. Gradually, years of this practice make you desperate. That's this. That's this. Okay, then today, this book I've already read, but it was staring at me on the bookshelf, The Dream Giver. It's so sweet. It reads like a children's book, which I'm a big fan of. I like that. And I remember when I first was reading it, there's this, the theme is this feather. And so I have a feather as my bookmark. Okay, so I just opened to the very first chapter. Chapter 1. I'll read you a titch just to give you a hint of what this book is about. The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. All right, without glasses, here we go. No problem. Okay. Not long ago and not far away, a nobody named Ordinary lived in the land of familiar. Every day was pretty much the same for Ordinary. In the mornings he got up and went to his usual job. After work, he ate almost the same dinner he'd eaten the evening before. Then he sat in his recliner and watched the box that mesmerized most nobodies on most nights. Sometimes Best Friend came over to join Ordinary in front of the box. Sometimes Ordinary went to his parents and they watched together. For the most part, not much happened in Familiar that hadn't happened before. Ordinary thought he was content. He found the routines reliable. He blended in with the crowd, and mostly he wanted only what he had. Until the day Ordinary noticed a small, nagging feeling that something big was missing from his life. Or maybe the feeling was that he was missing from something big. He wasn't sure. The little feeling grew, and even though nobodies in Familiar didn't generally expect the unexpected, Ordinary began to wish for it. What's really sweet about this book is all of the, a nobody, that's like capitalized. His name is Ordinary, capitalized. Lived in a land of familiar, capitalized. It's just very sweet. Anyway, thank you for letting me share and for listening. It's another long one. Did you make it to the end? Have a beautiful day. Bye.